The Rigid Coleman Color Video Toolcase is a compact monitoring and recording system for use with all C-Snake cameras. The video toolcase includes a 5-inch color monitor and an industrial-grade VHS video recorder. The VCR can be operated from the keypad on top of the monitor, and the monitor has on-screen icons that give you a visual indication of the VCR's operational status. The video toolcase can operate off AC power and includes an internal rechargeable battery that allows you to inspect in places where AC power sources are unavailable or inconvenient. In the next few minutes, we'll take a closer look at the video toolcase features and show you how to operate its controls. Before using the video toolcase for the first time, you'll need to connect the battery. To expose the battery, remove the 4 Phillips head screws securing the pocket under the monitor. Once the pocket is removed, pull the battery out and remove the rubber boot covering the contacts. Connect the color-coded wires to the terminals and slide the battery back into place, being careful not to pinch the wires. If you ever need to ship your video toolcase, you'll need to disconnect the battery first. After you've connected the battery, plug the video toolcase into an AC outlet so the battery can charge. When the battery is charging, the battery status lamp will glow orange. When the battery is fully charged, the lamp will glow green. If the lamp glows red, there's a problem with the battery or charge circuit, and you'll want to consult your manual or contact Ridge Tool Technical Service at the number on your screen. In this segment, we'll cover setup and basic operation. This includes connecting the video toolcase to the rest of the system, operating the features and controls you're likely to use on most inspections, and using its recording features to document an inspection. We'll move through this section step by step, but you can change the order of the steps to suit the job. When your equipment is arranged, unwind the interconnect cord from the camera reel and plug it into the matching connector on the video toolcase. Notice the red arrow on the connector body. When it's facing towards the monitor, the connector will push in easily. Once your equipment is set up, you can turn the power on. When you do, the power switch will glow steadily, and if you're running on the internal battery, the monitor will display the battery's charge status on screen for several seconds. If your system has a footage counter installed, you'll want to wait for the distance display to come up on the screen before you put the camera in the line. After you put the camera in the line, adjust its lighting with the dimmer transmitter knob. And if your system is equipped with a footage counter, reset its distance display to 0. If you want to record the inspection, put a tape in the VCR and press record. The record indicator will flash on screen for a few seconds while the VCR enters record mode. After it stops flashing, the VCR is recording. Next to the record indicator is the audio indicator. The word off indicates that the microphone is turned off. When you turn the microphone on, the word off is replaced by a row of icons that light up in response to the sound level that you're recording. If you want to pause your recording, press the pause button on the keypad. When the VCR is paused, the monitor will give you a visual indication on screen. To take the VCR out of pause mode, press the record button again. Please note that the pause feature only works from the keypad and not from the VCR's front panel controls. When you're finished recording, stop the tape and rewind it. The on-screen indicator will tell you when the tape is finished rewinding. To watch your recording, press play and adjust the playback volume with the volume audio off knob. When you're finished, press eject to remove the tape. Before we move on, there are a few final items we need to cover. First is the battery's charge status. When the battery has enough charge for normal operation, the battery status lamp blinks intermittently. When the battery charge becomes low, the battery status lamp flashes quickly, and the monitor gives you an on-screen warning. Please note that when the battery becomes this low, the monitor image may become dark. When the battery charge becomes too low for consistent operation, the battery status lamp stays lit almost continuously, and the monitor gives you an on-screen warning. When the battery charge becomes this low, the unit may not function properly and should be connected to an external power source right away. The next item we'll cover is activating the Mini C-Snake inline transmitter. When you activate the transmitter, the power switch blinks steadily and the monitor displays a transmitter icon. You may also notice interference lines on the monitor. These are completely normal and will disappear when you turn the transmitter off. The final item we'll cover under basic operation is closing the video tool case. If the tool case doesn't close easily, try arranging the AC adapter so it's sitting towards the back of its accessory pocket on top of the VCR, and make sure no cables are trapped on top of it. When you do, the video tool case will close easily. In this segment, you learned how to connect the video tool case to the camera reel and operate some of the most commonly used features and controls. In the next segment, we'll cover some advanced features and techniques that can help you get more out of your video tool case. Choosing the correct viewing angle and keeping extraneous light off the monitor screen will help you get the best possible picture. Your viewing angle dramatically affects image quality, so tilt the monitor to the viewing angle that gives you the best picture. Bright light hitting the screen can also degrade the picture quality. So when you're inspecting in brightly lit areas, use the sunshade and, if necessary, the neoprene sun boot to help reduce glare. The monitor also has image adjustment controls. To open these controls, press the Monitor VCR button until they appear. Select the control you want to adjust and make your adjustment. When you're finished, press the Monitor VCR button until the controls disappear. If you'll be operating the video tool case off its internal battery for an extended period of time, there are several things you could do to conserve battery power. First, don't turn up the camera's lights any higher than you have to. If turning the lights up doesn't improve the image, then you're just wasting battery power. Here's another tip. The video tool case power needs to be on while you're locating, but the monitor screen doesn't. So before you go locate, press the power button on the keypad. This not only turns off the monitor screen, but if the VCR is sitting idle, its power will be turned off as well. When you're done locating, press the power button again, and both the monitor and VCR will turn back on. Another way to help extend battery life is to charge the internal battery between jobs. The car adapter is stored in the pouch on top of the VCR. Connect one end of the car cord to your vehicle's power port and plug the other end into the power jack on the video tool case. The engine needs to be running for the battery to charge, and the battery will keep charging as long as the engine is running. You can also use the car cord to power the video tool case from an external battery pack. The battery pack you see here is designed for video lighting. It's widely available, inexpensive, and can run the video tool case for about twice as long as its built-in battery. The video tool case has audio and video jacks that let you connect to an external video device, such as a camcorder or VCR. The video tool case also has a lank jack that allows you to connect to and control an external video device while you're recording. Here's one example of how you can use these features with a camcorder. The operator is taping a site survey that shows the building and the location of the access point he'll be using. The operator is going to copy this site survey from the camcorder to the VHS tape he'll give his customer. When he's finished copying the tape, he's ready to begin recording the inspection. In this case, however, he wants a duplicate copy of the inspection for his own records. So he's connecting a LANC cable between his camcorder and the video tool case. Now when he presses the record button on the keypad, the video tool case will simultaneously start both the VHS recorder and the camcorder. Notice that the monitor screen tells you that both the VHS and the camcorder have begun recording. And since the camcorder has a tape counter, that's displayed as well. When he's done recording, he'll have a copy of the tape he can give to his customer, and he'll have a duplicate copy he can keep for his own records. Here's an example of how you can use the video tool case to add titles and new narration to an inspection you've already recorded. The operator is connecting a VHS player to a titler, and from the titler to the CSnake system cable. If your system cable doesn't have these video jacks, you can order a new system cable from your Rigid Coleman dealer. The operator is using a keyed microphone to give himself more control over the sound. Once everything's connected, he'll start recording. He's putting a simple title at the beginning of the tape, but you can also superimpose titles over your video. Once the title's recorded, he'll play back the original recording of the pipe inspection and use the microphone to add audio comments. In this video, we introduced you to the Color Video Toolcase. We showed you how to prepare it for use, how to operate its features to perform and record an inspection, and suggested some ways to use its advanced features. We hope this video helps you to get the maximum benefit out of your new Color Video Toolcase. From all of us at Rigid Coleman, thank you for watching. CSnake diagnostic tools are the industry's choice for pipe inspection equipment. The CSnake system includes standard and mini camera reels, a choice of monitoring and recording options, and a locating system for pinpointing problems underground. In the next few minutes, we'll show you some tips and tricks that can help you get more out of your CSnake system. If you don't have a CSnake system yet, call your nearest Rigid Coleman representative to arrange a demonstration. Quite often, two vents will tie in together like you see here. Here's a trick you can use to get into the line that ties in. Loop a length of string through the camera's spring and get it as close to the camera head as possible. By pulling the string as you push the cable, you can get the camera pointed through the tie-in. You'll probably have to turn the cable slightly so the string pulls the camera in the right direction, but with a little finesse, you'll get where you need to go. Once the camera is through the fitting, make sure to pull the string out of the line to prevent hang-ups. When one line joins another, the shape of the fitting generally guides the camera in the direction of the flow. But in some cases, like where this 3-inch closet vent joins a 4-inch main line, the camera may go straight through the connection and hit the back of the fitting, making it difficult or impossible to move forward. To get through a connection like this, try using a smooth, quick push to pop the camera through the fitting. Let's look at it again. First, push until the camera hits the back wall of the fitting. Then grab the cable a few inches above the access point, pull it back another foot or so, then push the cable in one smooth, quick motion. Notice that the operator is using his front hand to guide the cable to prevent it from folding over and kinking on the edge of the pipe. This technique also works well with the mini CSnake. In this case, With a moderate effort, we were able to push a Mini through a combi where a 2-inch branch joins a 4-inch main line. But the spring folded over on itself and the camera went down the line backwards. To get through a fitting like this, push until the camera hits the back of the fitting. Pull it back another foot or so. Then use a smooth, quick push to pop the camera through. When the cable is difficult to push, your pushing technique becomes very important. Here the operator is trying to work a mini sea snake through a tight turn in a restricted line, but his hands are too far from the access point and the cable is folding over on itself against the edge of the cleanout. Continuing to push like this could damage the cable, but by simply moving his hands closer to the access point, he's able to get through the turn without damaging the cable. Getting into the line from a removed toilet fixture can sometimes be tricky. The pipe we're entering here is an old cast iron pipe with several years worth of buildup. We're able to make it through the T-connection with some difficulty, but there's a combi immediately after. Because there are several tight turns in a short section of pipe, we can't build up enough momentum to pop the camera through with a quick push. As you can see, the camera simply won't go through the fitting from this access point. Here's another place where a piece of string looped through the spring can help get the camera pointed through the fitting. Notice that we're winding the string up through the coils of the spring so it's as close to the camera head as possible. Now that we have the string on, we'll put the camera back into the line and position it so we can see the back of the T. At this point, we're going to run some water in the line to help us determine which way is downstream. Now we'll push the camera into the fitting and pull back on the string to bend the camera head. As you can see, the camera is initially pointed upstream, and it takes a bit of effort and finesse with the cable to get the camera turned in the right direction. Notice how careful the operator is being not to over-twist or kink the cable, which could cause premature failure. Eventually, we get the camera turned, and it goes right through the fitting headed downstream. Now that we have the camera through the combi, we'll pull the string off the camera so it doesn't hang up the camera when we pull back out of the line. There may be times when you need to inspect a branch line from a fixture tee. To use this access point, you must completely remove the trap and elbow. Even with the trap and elbow removed, however, getting the camera through this fitting can still be difficult because of the threaded extension on the tee, the sharpness of the turn, and in this case, because of the large amount of buildup in the line. As you can see here, the camera can enter the fitting, but it can't make the turn. This is another place where a piece of string can be used to bend the spring and help the camera through the turn. Because this line is severely restricted, it's still difficult to push through the turn. But with a little persistence, the camera does get through. Once the camera is through, we'll pull the string out of the line to keep it from hanging up. If you're looking for an underground cleanout to use as an access point, but can't find one, try looking for it from inside the pipe. Here we're entering a 4-inch cleanout next to a toilet. We think the line flows to the right, in the direction of the sink. After just 4 feet, we see a tie-in. Running water verifies that this is the tie-in to the sink and tells us which direction is downstream. The water also tells us where the bottom of the pipe is. Because the camera tends to rotate as it goes through the line, we're going to leave the water running to give us a constant point of reference. At about 60 feet, we see another tie-in. This is about where the second bathroom should be, and we verify this by flushing the toilet. After 28 more feet, we find another tie-in. The two openings in this fitting are about a foot apart, which is what we'd expect to see in a double sweep cleanout. At a distance of 88 feet, we should be outside the building. Our camera has a transmitter, so we'll use a locator to pinpoint the camera's position and depth. If we needed to expose this cleanout, we'd know exactly where to dig. Here's a quick tip that can help improve your view inside the pipe. Try installing one pipe guide on the end of the spring near the camera head. Pushing the cable causes the camera to rock forward on the pipe guide, pointing the camera at the bottom of the pipe. Pulling back on the cable points the camera up, giving you a great view of the top of the pipe. Here's the same double sweep cleanout we just saw. Rocking the camera back on the pipe guide helps us see the fitting even more clearly. Many of the tips and tricks in this video were contributed by Sea Snake users just like you.